Hello everyone. Welcome back to the next training session of the SHL's technical support team. Today's content we want to introduce to everyone about forming oil or plastic working oil. The presentation consists of the following sections: definition and characteristics of plastic working, types of plastic working, management and analysis item of used oil, and three main lines of our company's forming products: cold forging oil, punching oil, and drawing and pressing oil. Because of the limited time, in today's session we will introduce to everyone about three parts: definition and characteristics of plastic working, types of plastic working, and management and analysis item of used oil. The rest we will introduce to you in the next training sessions. Let's go to the first part: definition and characteristics of plastic working. By definition, we also know that when an external force is applied to a material, deformation occurs, and when the external force is removed, it returns to its original state. This property is called elasticity, and on the contrary, it is called plastic deformation or permanent deformation when the external force is removed and the deformed state does not return to the original state. In this way, a working method for obtaining desired shape, dimensions, and properties using plastic deformation of a material is called plastic working or forming. About characteristics of plastic working, there are four main characteristics. Firstly, it can mass production of uniform products in a short time. Secondly, it improves the organization of metal, followed by economical utilization of materials, and finally high precision compared to castings. Next we will go into types of plastic working. Here we take a look at 6 common industrial processes. The first process is forging. It is used as a manufacturing method of mechanical power device which is mainly loaded with excellent strength by making a shape by hitting a metal material with a punch to a necessary form die. The main products from forging oil are steering device, suspension, brake, hub, drive gear, spindle bolt, metal, axle, and some parts in automotive and aerospace sectors. Regarding the production process, there are 2 types of forging processes: hot forging and cold forging. Most metal components intended to be forged are performed under hot forging. Some of the main products that characterize this process of our company are SHL heading L325-1, SHL heading Pro 6H1. The second process is extrusion. This method of making a rod or a tube according to the type of lifespan by placing a room temperature or heated metal in a compressed container to produce the desired shape. There are 2 manufacturing methods that are hot extrusion and cold extrusion. The product used for this process is SHL SAMSOL Roll 50. We continue to learn the form rolling process. This method of forming a screw thread or a gear on the main surface of a material while rotating a columnar material by rotating it using a die on a rotating roller. With the main products such as bearing, gear thread, bolt thread rolling. The typical products that characterize this process of our company are SHL Draw 46R, SHL SYNTHDRO 20F. The next process is rolling. Rolling process is a method of passing a metal material between rotating rolls to reduce the cross-sectional area, and the thickness thereof is used for mass production because of its excellent structure and properties such as forging and high production capacity. Major products by this method include bars, sheets, aluminum foil, rolled steel sheets, etc. Rolling is classified according to the temperature of the metal rolled. Hot rolled or cold rolled can be used for these applications. Some SHL oil products for rolling process such as Roll S100F, Roll S120F, Roll 32 add. The fifth process is the drawing. Drawing is the process of passing a material through die with a hole of taper shape and machining it to the minimum cross-sectional dimension of the hole. Drawing is classified into 2 types: sheet metal drawing and wire, bar, and tube drawing. Some typical SHL oil products such as SHL Draw A020, SHL Wire Draw 240, SHL Draw 43CF. And the last process we will learn is the press. The processing method of producing various shapes by plastic deformation of the material to be machined, classified by separation, molding, and compression. This method is very popular and is used to produce parts in the field of electricity, electronics, such as capacitors, boards, vibrators, automotive parts, such as radiators, air conditioners, and machine parts, core. Pressing has many types of pressing, and due to the difference in process, people are divided into many types such as shearing, blanking, parting, trimming, punching, stamping. Some typical oil product lines of our company are SHL Punch H, SHL Punch Q4T, SHL Punch 200H. Next, let's learn about management and analysis item of used oil. The parameters that need to be controlled with forming oil include specific gravity, kinematic viscosity, flash point, total acid number, total water content, and Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, FTIR. First, about specific gravity. Specific gravity is the ratio of the density of a substance to the density of a reference substance. The purpose of this method. Standard whether products are produced normally. Predict the content of base oils such as aromatic, paraffin, naphthenic depending on the value of specific gravity. The second indicator is kinematic viscosity. One of the important properties of plastic working oils is viscosity. This is an important and first parameter when choosing an oil. Viscosity is suitable for the machining process, the processing method, the processing material, and the customer requests. Kinematic viscosity is measured at 40 degrees Celsius, and that value is in the range of plus or minus 10%. The third indicator is flash point. This is an indicator of the safety of using the oil. There are two methods of measuring flash point: closed cup flash point and open cup flash point. Open cup flash point is used with the oil have flash point above 80 degrees Celsius, and closed cup flash point is used with the oil have flash point below 80 degrees Celsius. The fourth indicator is the total acid number. Total acid number, TAN, is calculated as the number of grams of acid present in 1 gram of sample. This value indicates that at some point the oil is oxidized and the amount of acid present in the oil appears. In case the TAN is greater than the allowable threshold, it is necessary to consider whether it is possible to continue using the old oil, add new oil, or change the whole oil. An equally important indicator is the water content. Water in plastic working oil affects the quality of oil. If there is water in the oil causing problems, lubricating oil performance degradation, can cause corrosion and rust creation. Therefore, water content management is very important, and it is recommended that the water content should be less than 500 ppm. The final measurement method is the Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy. Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, FTIR, is a technique used to obtain an infrared spectrum of absorption or emission of a solid, liquid, or gas. An FTIR spectrometer simultaneously collects high-resolution spectral data over a wide spectral range. This confers a significant advantage over a dispersive spectrometer, which measures intensity over a narrow range of wavelengths at a time. The purpose of FTIR spectroscopy in plastic working oil is checking the constituents and contents of the base and additive. Above are the first 3 contents of forming oil that we want to introduce to you in today's session. The next session we will continue to explore the remaining contents of this chapter. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact our technical support team via the email below. Thank you and see you again.